Behold, our very first fighting zone setter. Is this enough justice for Lucario? Or is Sygna's with Cynthia Aura just an average support? Well, in this video, we discuss our second third year anniversary unit and see if she is worth your gems or not. So with that said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and leave a comment if you're interested in scouting for her. And with that said, let's get to it. Here we go! Yo yo yo, this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, Yarnis Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX, guys. If you're watching this as a premiere, well, Sygna suits Cynthia Aura, or in short, Aura Cynthia, or whatever you wanna call her, Lucario, Lucathia, whatsoever, Lucario Cynthia, you know, she's coming out tomorrow if you're watching this as a premiere, and been always saying justice for Lucario, just because Lucario has always been the poor target of any new sync pairs, sync move showcase. Whenever you play the sync move animation, it always attacks Lucario, and now we get a Lucario, a better Lucario than the other Lucario we have. But you know, yeah, is she worth your gems or not? Well, first of all, if you're not aware, we got a very nice gem bundle right now. We got the Welcome Ass Gem Bundle, where you can get 1,000 paid gems for 99 cents, or rather $1 US, and you can get 10,000 paid gems for around 20-something US. If you actually spend money on the game, it's actually a very, very nice deal. It kind of rivals the Story Bundle and the Champion Stadium Bundle, which we had recently, and it's very, very nice. But if you do not spend money on the game, then don't spend. Or maybe consider, I don't know, support the game if you want to. But if you're not aware, she is the second anniversary unit, which comes out 2 days after Ash, and she ends a little bit earlier than Ash's end date, which is October 2 for him, or for her rather, as well as Ash, also, or rather, as soon as, also, same as Red, who ends on October 2 as well. I keep confusing the two, what the heck. Meanwhile, Ash is gonna end on October 16, so you have a couple more days to scout for Ash compared to scouting for Cynthia and Red over here. And in terms of Maxie and Archie, they are ending, or their last day is on October 1, one day before the other units, these two, end. And meanwhile, we got another sync pair over here, which is Cosplay Rosa, ends on September 30. But then she is not exactly the anniversary unit. She's just there to kind of drain your gems even more if you're gonna scout for her. So she is the support sync pair out of the bunch. And if you're curious about knowing everyone, you know, I do a quick discussion, not really quick, but I do an overall discussion in my third year anniversary who to scout for video, where I discuss each one. Kind of overall analysis. But then if you want a more in-depth analysis, I already did one for Ash as well as Red in a combined video with my Scout or Skip video for Ash and Thunderbolt Red. Now, I kind of miscalculated the body move damage of Red in that video, and I'm gonna correct that in this video, so stay tuned until I go to the numbers there. But those are the things, and I'm gonna work on a Scout or Skip video as well for Cosplay Rosa over there next time, probably next week sometime there. But Ash is the striker, Red is the texting pair, and Cynthia is the support. And how good is this support, guys? So we've been having quite a lot of Master Fair level supports. We've had you know, Regirock, Cobalion, we have Entei, BP Singpairs, and we recently had Mesprit or Mesprit and whatchamacallit, Landorus, guys. We had Nita and Landorus. I did a showcase video, Nita and Landorus together with Azelf, or rather Mesprit, in my videos yesterday. So check them out if you want to. But in terms of scoutable Master Fair supports, we've had Sygna Chris as the very first one. And this one, Sygna Cynthia, is the second one. And how good is she? I've said my thoughts about Sygna Chris. I kind of shared a little bit of disappointment, but after saying all my disappointments about her, honestly, I use her a lot. I use her much more than Sygna Brendan, who has the highest special defense in the game, but then after all that is said and done, it's just high special defense, and there's nothing much more that I can say about Sygna Brendan. Meanwhile, Sygna Cynthia, or Aura Cynthia and Lucario, well, she is a Master Fair. And she has one move, which is Vacuum Wave. And she has a buddy move called B-Aura Sphere. And then she has two trainer moves. One is Potion, one is It Won't End Here. Now the most interesting thing about this Singpair is at the start of the battle, you enter the battle, because of Cynthia's aura, her passive skill, you get to bring in immediately Fighting Zone at the start of the battle. Nice. And then every single time you use a sync move using Aura Cynthia, you get to bring back Fighting Zone. And one thing about her is that she cannot bring in Fighting Zone as a move. There's no Fighting Wish. There's no fighting terrain or whatsoever like that. So you can only bring in Fighting Zone the moment you sync or the moment you enter the battle. Start of the battle or after syncing using her. Now, the first thing you want to use whenever you bring in Sygna Cynthia is you want to use her trainer move, It Won't End Here. This is because when there's a Fighting Zone, you get to raise everyone's defense and special defense to +6 instantly. Maximum defense, maximum special defense. And there is no other sync pair in the game that can bring in maximum defenses with just one trainer move instantly at the start of the battle. No other sync pair. The most we have is +4, but no +6. So that alone says a lot of stuff about Sygna Cynthia over here. Maximum defenses with just one trainer move. Number 2 is that you have a passive skill also called Initial Guard. And this basically, when you start the battle, you have a Damage Guard next effect, which will give you 0 damage when you get hit. This is again triggered the moment you Mega Evolve, or the moment you use your very first sync move. You Mega Evolve into Mega Lucario and bring in another Initial Guard or another Damage Guard next effect. So you get to protect yourself from damage at least 2 times using this method. You also have a nice passive skill, Team Fist Bumps 3. Whenever you attack the opponent, you have a 40% chance of recovering everyone's HP. By a little bit. So that's how you kind of maintain everyone's survivability, aside from Potion. You know, Potion, you heal everyone's HP by 40%. If you got the Master Heater, you heal another 10%, and so on and so forth. And then Vacuum Wave is a 1-move gauge attack, so you can spam this on the opponent. And then we talk about B-Aura Sphere, which is her buddy move. This is unlocked. You know, buddy moves are locked at the very first start of the battle. This is unlocked by getting hit twice. Once you get hit twice by a normal attack of the opponent, so this does not include sync moves as far as I'm aware, hit twice, and you can use B Aura Sphere. Once you use it, it will be locked again, and you have to be hit twice again before you can use it another time. You can only use B Aura Sphere twice. There's only 2 MP for this one. And every single time you use it, it never misses, and it applies the move gauge acceleration, meaning your move gauge is gonna speed up much faster, and it will give everyone physical moves up next effect as well as special moves up next effect 2 stat ranks, or 2 buffs of physical moves up next effect and 2 buffs of special moves up next effect. This basically means that your normal attacks are gonna be powered up by 80% for all your allies for their next either physical attack or their next special attack. And if you decide to wait to use another B Aura Sphere and power up everyone's physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect, just in case you decide to do that, you get to power up everyone. Instead of 80%, it goes up to 160%. But then, remember, you can only use B Aura Sphere twice. This is unlike Ash. Ash, you can only use his B Thunderbolt once. And Sygna Suit Red Thunderbolt, you can use his buddy move unlimited number of times as long as there is an electric terrain. So Aura Sphere or B Aura Sphere, you can use this twice only, but then the moment you use it, you get to speed up the move gauge as well as give everyone physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect by 2 ranks of this. So that's the interesting thing about this sync pair. And as well as, if you're not aware, she can, or her Lucario can Mega Evolve. And her defense stats are pretty high. Before Mega Evolving, it's 307 for both defense and special defense. After Mega Evolving, it becomes 368. And if you decide to 6-star EX her, that's 400 something defenses. Kind of very close. I'm not sure who has the higher one, Sygna Suit Morty or her, but very, very high defenses. Very, very good. Sygna Suit Morty recovers whenever there's sun. She recovers, well, there's a 40% chance of recovering everyone's HP when you attack an opponent, which is nice because of Team Fist Bumps 3. And because she is a Master Sync pair. She has a passive skill or master passive skill called Sinong Flag Bearer, which powers up everyone's moves, everyone's attacks by 10% to a maximum of 30% and reduces the damage you receive from the opponent by 20% to a maximum of 26%. So that means your defenses are actually higher than just 368, but this Sinong Flag Bearer only applies to normal attacks of the opponent and normal attacks of yourself and not including the sync moves, guys. One last thing is that, what was I gonna say? Nothing changes. So once you Mega Evolve, the moves stay the same, the passive skills stay the same, it's just that the stats go up and it's kind of nice. And, you know, she does not get Vigilance on her grid. So make sure you teach her Vigilance as a lucky skill because you do not want to get hit by critical hits. They suck. And last but not the least, she has a very high special attack stat as well. As you can see over there, 326 special attack. This is so rare for a support sync pair. And as you might know, Vacuum Wave is just a 1-move gauge, but then Vacuum Wave, you know, you have B Aura Sphere, which kind of, you can use this twice with that special attack damage and probably with your sync move. You should be able to deal decent damage as a support sync pair over here. So, pretty okay, guys. Now, let's move on to the sync grid. 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5. Or rather, you get Sand Shelter at 1 out of 5. I guess because, you know, Sygna Suit Cynthia Aura is a defensive support. And she does not raise anyone's attack stats. So if you guys want to probably raise the attack stat of Sygna with Aura Cynthia or something, or if you want to raise anyone's attack stats, probably bring in an offensive support. And I'm thinking if it's Sand Shelter, probably the offensive support you're looking at is Ingo. So this will make her synergy with Ingo kind of good because you will not get hit by the sandstorm that Ingo brings. You got 2 out of 5, you got Brawling Acceleration 2, speeds up the move gauge, Fighting Zone Triage Tank 4. If you get hit when the field is Fighting Zone, you get to have a 50% chance of recovering some HP. So you get to kind of survive a little bit better. It won't end here. MP Refresh 2 is honestly worthless unless you're doing Battle Villa because you get to maximize your defenses immediately at the start of the battle. You got a Potion Master Healer 1 as well as a Potion MP Refresh 2 to help you power up your potion and bring it back. Team Staring Contest, one of the good ones, prevents all allies from flinching. So, self-explanatory, guys. You got a multiplier for her attack called Tough Cookie. The higher your defense is, the stronger your attacks are. I think this is also including the buddy move. So, maximum immediately because you get to maximize your defense stats. And then Vacuum Wave Gobsmack 4 has a 50% chance of leaving the target confused when you attack an opponent. 3 out of 5, you get Head Start, 1 Impervious, stats cannot be lowered. Another Potion Master Healer, another Potion MP Refresh. Sync free for all. Once you sync, everyone gets a free move next for the first time. If you use your sync move for the first time, rather. Got Vacuum Wave Focus Group 9, which is, I think, very essential for her. You, as a support sync pair, you want her to be able to raise everyone's critical hit rate. And by using Vacuum Wave 3 times, you get to maximize everyone's critical hit rate. You got Numbing Blow for Vacuum Wave, can leave the target paralyzed 50% if you use Vacuum Wave, and then 2 Sync Nuke Tiles for Sygna with Cynthia Aura. Now, as always, you cannot get everything in her grid, so let's head over to STDK12's tools to discuss this. So at 1 out of 5, you can get everything, no problem. 2 out of 5, I think I want to go for Tough Cookie, a multiplier for her attack move over there to the bottom left. We got Potion MP Refresh and Potion Master Healer to the top right. We got a Fighting Zone Triage Tank 4 to help us recover some health. And situational, guys. But you might want to get Team Staring Contest to the bottom right if the opponent is very much irritating. But in most case scenarios, I probably will go for this for 2 out of 5. And at 3 out of 5, well, I'm definitely going for Vacuum Wave Focus Group 9 because that is essential for her. You want to maximize everyone's critical hit rate. You know, there are strikers that are texting pairs until now that cannot raise their critical hit rate, especially the older ones, and this one just helps a lot with that. I got Potion tiles over to the top right over here, but this is again situational. You can remove one of the Potion MP refreshes and just decide to do anything else. I did not get any of the Vacuum Wave Gobsmack or Numbing Blow. And then there's a Team Staring Contest, which again, I might be able to get if I remove one of this and I get this. That is possible. So, you know, just want to make her a very good, let's just say that kind of like Skyla. You know, Skyla had been like a potion slave for the longest time before. But this one, you get to instantly maximize defense as well as special defense. You got to maximize everyone's crit. And every single time you attack an opponent using a 1 move gauge attack, you have a 40% chance of recovering everyone's HP. Plus, you get to give yourself Damage Guard next effect twice during the battle, and that just makes her very, very good. So that is Sygna with Cynthia, Aura, and Lucario, guys. And I honestly believe that she is the best defensive support in the game right now. Defensive support. Offensive support is a completely different story. She cannot raise anyone's offensive stats except for the physical moves up next effect and the special moves up next effect by using the Aura Sphere. That aside, no offensive stats are raised at all. So best defensive support in the game right now. Instantly maximum defenses and helps everyone recover as well with just a 1 move gauge attack that can have a 40% chance of healing a bit of HP for everyone. Again, every single time you sync using her, you get to bring in Fighting Zone. And I'm gonna discuss this a little bit because this has a little bit of issues in terms of, you know, with the sync move and everything, but I'm gonna reserve my thoughts on that for later. So hang in there, and if you reach this point in the video and you haven't given this a thumbs up yet, you know, please do it because it really helps the channel out. And now we move to the a little bit more in-depth with the numbers and everything. So this is the comparison of all the latest sync pairs we have. As you might know, Aura Cynthia has the highest defenses out of the bunch. Support sync pair, very, very decent numbers over the board over here. And in terms of multipliers, she can bring in physical moves up next effect, as well as special moves up next effect for everyone. 2 stacks of that by using B Aura Sphere. You can bring this twice. She has the Master Passive Sinnoh Flag Bearer, and at 2 out of 5, you can give yourself Tough Cookie. The higher your defense is, the stronger your attacks become. As for sync move multipliers, well, she's a support, not exactly a nuker out there. But let's not forget that she has a buddy move. And now I want to compare, you know, with a 1 move gauge attack, don't expect her vacuum wave to become strong. But how exactly does her buddy move compare to at least Ash and Thunderbolt Red? Well, here we go. Ash's buddy move, B Thunderbolt, can deal 26,000 or 26,620,164. More or less, with our computations, and if you want to know about the computations, how this is done, just check the link in the description. It's much stronger than Ash's Sync Nuke with 14,614,992. And Ash's buddy move actually compares with Thunderbolt Red's Sync Nuke of 27,024,637. Thunderbolt Red's buddy move is 2,862,540, but you can use this unlimited number of times. Every single time you use it, I think you lower the opponent's defense and special defense if they are paralyzed. And this is an AoE attack. Aura Cynthia's Sync Nuke or Sync Move damage is actually a little bit stronger than Thunderbolt Red's buddy move, but then you can only hit 1 opponent using Aura Cynthia's Sync Move, while Thunderbolt Red's buddy move, you hit everyone. But remember, Aura Cynthia is support, and 6-star EX support, the benefit of this is that it gives you a double sync buff, giving yourself to ability to deal higher damage throughout the battle much quicker than just by syncing with other sync pairs. So these numbers, by the way, are excluding physical moves up next and special moves up next. So just in case you have those buffs, expect the numbers to go even higher, even higher, even higher. But these numbers are excluding physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect. 0 stacks. Meanwhile, I'm gonna reserve Cosplay Rosa for another video once I'm done with her. And for this one, guys, you know, it's honestly very hard to compare supports. And I think in terms of bringing in defensive buffs, again, I've said it already, nothing compares to Aura Cynthia. She is the best defensive. She brings the highest defenses. Instantly +6 defense, +6 special defense. So I don't need to compare her with probably, whatchamacallit, Entei, Evelyn and Entei, who can bring in +4 defense, +4 special defense. Probably do not need to compare her with Sycamore, who can bring in +6 special defense, but you have to wait and sacrifice one sync move using Sycamore. Probably compare her with Cygnasuit Dawn, who can bring in nice defense buffs as well, or probably Cygnasuit Steven, who can bring in defense buffs, but then you need to use Iron Defense like several times in a row. So yeah, instead of discussing about what she can do, I'd rather showcase what she can help others do with Fighting Zone, guys. So these are actually the strongest DPS, or rather, strongest attackers for fighting type right now. Just in case you can maximize the grid. Again, our damage calculations are kind of weird, but that's how it's been computed. If you can maximize, if you can select every single tile on their kit, and if everyone has a maximum, you know, super effective up next, and so on and so forth with critical strike 2, the strongest damager is actually our Solgaleo with 2,726,419. These are the top 5, with the top 5th one being Cosplay Diantha with 2,404,242. Now, as you might know, Aura Cynthia can bring in Fighting Zone. And what does this mean? If you bring in Fighting Zone, you can power these guys up to these amounts of damage. From 2 million, it becomes 4 million, and so on and so forth. So our Focus Blast will become 4,089,629. Dojo Gloria's, I think this is Close Combat, I totally forgot, becomes 3,821,000. Corinna becomes much stronger, so on and so forth, as well as their Sync move as well. So Corinna being like that, Dojo Gloria and Solgaleo are different types. Dojo Gloria is a water type. Solgaleo is a steel type. So grade out their things. And now, this is where I was talking about earlier, that we might have run into some trouble here. Because, as you might know, zones do not extend that long. Normally, it is very, very difficult to extend weather, terrains, or zones within one entire sync move cycle. So, you can probably not achieve the sync move numbers over there. But, just in case you can, just in case you find a way of not making the opponent attack at all, probably the opponent's asleep, or probably the opponent's flinching, and so on and so forth, or their speed is so low, you spam your Vacuum Wave, you spam your fastest attacks, or you probably use Breathtaking or any other move that brings your sync move countdown way faster, and are able to somehow reach Fighting Zone, still have Fighting Zone active, and you use a sync move. Well, these are the top sync nukers for fighting type right now. As you can see over here, Cosplay Diantha ranks 1 with 20 million something, with Bruno at the last place, 4,905,684. But with Fighting Zone active, again, just in case you're able to bring or to extend Fighting Zone that long, the numbers become something like this, which is very, very high, especially for cosplay Diantha. From 20 million, it becomes 30 million, and that is just insanely crazy. And I would like to say here that cosplay Diantha relies a lot on defensive buffs in order to achieve those numbers. What is missing is a speed buff for cosplay Diantha. And maximum speed, I think, maximizes, you know, maximum special defense, maximum speed is maximum cosplay Diantha sync nuke. So, if you have a sync pair that can bring in speed buffs, you have fighting zone, you sync using cosplay Diantha, you will be able to achieve those numbers with fighting zone. Well, probably not those numbers. We're considering lowest defense for the opponent, so on and so forth. So, you are able to deal a lot. So, fighting zone brings in so many different possibilities into the game. And with with Aura Cynthia, able to bring in fighting zone. Just in case you're not able to do the sync nuke things, at least you're able to do the attack move things. And again, these are excluding physical moves up next effect and special moves up next effect, which you can bring in +2 stack immediately with 1 B Aura Sphere, and you can use B Aura Sphere twice. Again, you can recover health by using her normal attacks. There's a 40% chance of bringing back health. And just in case anyone goes down, lower HP, you have Potion. You have Potion MP Refresh, you have Potion Master Healer. You have Sync Free for All if you decide to go that way. You have a lot more. You have so many things in her kit. And just in case you go for Fighting Zone, Fighting Zone Team, or Fighting Zone Triage Tank 4. When you get hit, there's a 50% chance of recovering her own health. And what else? You get to give yourself Damage Guard next effect twice. So very, very tanky sync pair. Very nice support. High defenses. High stats. That's about it. I think she is the best out of the 3 Master Fears, honestly, in terms of most of the things. But if you're looking for offense, then definitely, if you're looking for the strongest attack in the game right now, definitely, this is what you're looking for. Ashe over there has the highest, strongest body move or normal attack in the game right now. But if you're looking for overall things, well, Thunderbolt Red has a very nice nuke, can hit everyone with a max move, 2 move gauges only. But overall, you know, you want supports are more used than attackers. Ashe and Thunderbolt Red, you will probably not use everywhere. You'll probably use them in electric weak stages or stages that you probably have a very hard time with, and you just are looking for the strongest attack and just finish them with the strongest attack. But Aura Cynthia, defense. You can pair her up with anyone. You can pair her up even without fighting types. Fighting zone, okay, just use it on Aura Cynthia. No need for other fighting types there. So, pair her up with anyone. She can maximize everyone's crit at 3 out of 5. She can maximize everyone's defenses. She can recover HP, so on and so forth. And that's just about what I can say about Aura Cynthia. Best defensive support in the game right now. Plus master passive. Plus everything. So, are you gonna scout or skip for Aura Cynthia? I have a lot of reasons why you want to scout for her. But then, you know, it's completely up to you, as I always want to say, faves over the meta. But, highly suggest you to scout for Master Fairs at least 5 times, because presents! You want the presents! Present, 5 candy coins, power-ups, and so on and so forth. Don't miss them. They're pretty good. And with that said, tell me your reasons in the comment section why or why not you will scout or skip Aura Cynthia. But with that said, I think that is the conclusion of my video. If you need to know how many gems you can get left, you can check my how many gems can we get for the 3rd year anniversary. Thank you for the love in that video. And that is the end of my scout or skip video for Aura Cynthia. Thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and comment and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to help support the channel even more, you can become one of my awesome precious members like these guys over here who have been gifted memberships from Shadowphil and Jeremy, or these guys over here who have been supporting me for the longest time. Thank you everyone for your hard-earned support and kindness and generosity and so on and so forth. Thank you Shadowphil, Moroccoman, Aryan Singh, Tacman, Alcin, Roy, Luca, Jeremy, Blaze, Sasri Umbreon, Marcel, Lance Nice, Ewiz, Tatsuya Gold, who the heck you are? Upstairs Gaming, hey, I'm missing one. Techmet, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put your name. Give me a sec. And Techmet for the support. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you want to help out the channel, guys, you can click on the join button down below and become a member of this channel. Whatever tier you go for, thank you so much for the support. And I would like to end with my new community chant that we have come up with. I am sus. You are sus. We are very sus. Sus. Everyone is sus. Come on. Everyone be sus. Thank you so much for watching. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. You are this Team Skull Grunt. Good luck on your pulls, and I will see you in the next video. Rawr.